I would say the form that Trump is threatening us with is even worse. And
which is what?
Well, I mean, he doesn't
the whole
concede
thing.
elections. You know, the elections only count if we win theory of government.
Okay.
Well, come on, you know Trump he still has not conceded the election. He has not conceded. He does not honor the...
Okay, I mean, do you know for a fact that he lost? I'm just curious.
Okay.
Bill Maher invited Oliver Stone onto his Club Random podcast, and when the conversation turned to election fraud, Trump, and politics, things took a sharp turn. Maher found himself completely shut down and humiliated by Stone. Let's dive into the moment where tensions between them escalated.
Take ivermectin and whatever and the other things. So it's the concept of authoritarian government that is really bothering me, and I think it bothers you. This
authoritarian, yes, of course.
Biden saying, well, you know, we've got to take the vaccine, you know, and you have...
Yes, that's one form of it. I would say the form that Trump is threatening us with is even worse. And
which is what?
Well, I mean, he doesn't
the whole
concede
thing.
Elections. You know, the elections only count if we win theory of government.
Okay.
Well, come on, you know Trump he still has not conceded the election. He has not conceded. He does not honor the...
Okay, I mean, do you know for a fact that he lost? I'm just curious.
Okay. You're going to make me...
I just don't know all the facts because...
Well, I do. Is there a conspiracy theory you don't believe?
Oh, come on, Bill.
But Oliver...
You know I'm intelligent.
Intelligent? Of course you are. But look, I've had many people sit here and I've said the same thing to them. Like, the key to getting along in America is not getting into these tribal things. It's understanding that you can have somebody in your life who you go, for A, B, C, and D, we are so aligned, and the person is so smart, and they really get it, and then E...
The moment Trump's name comes up, Bill Maher loses it. Classic TDS in action. Oliver Stone calls out Biden's authoritarian mandates, and Maher agrees, until he panics and deflects to Trump. His argument? Trump's refusal to concede makes him authoritarian. But let's be real, Trump left the White House. No military takeover, no last-minute power grab. Yet, Maher and his crowd obsess over it. Why? Because they have nothing else. Just the same tired whataboutism and J6 fear-mongering.
Each of you thinks the other one's crazy. And there's a couple of those with us. But we got A, B, C, and D. And so
we'll start with that.
Yes. That's got to be enough. You can't make people agree with you on these things. And you're right.
I'm just asking you. I'm not an expert on the election. I'm not a political junkie. You are, and you follow it very closely.
Okay, all right, then I'll give you the thumbnail sketch. They tried it in 60 courts. It was laughed out of every court, including by Republican judges. The people who saved this democracy were Republicans, good Republicans in states where Trump pressured them, like the one he's on trial for in Georgia, fined me 11,000 votes. It's on tape. A guy like that saying to him, sir, we just don't do that here. I voted for you. I'm a Republican, but we just don't do that. That's what saved us. And they were Republicans. So you don't take their word for it. I mean, it would...
Well, I don't know. I mean, you went through the 2000 election. That was horrifying to me, what happened when the Supreme Court closed that down. You know, what happened there? I mean, you know, the popular vote was won by...
So what, should we just keep counting votes forever? I mean, should we still be counting the 20?
Count them correctly. Let's just get rid of the Electoral College. Let's do a popular vote.
The people who have testified that this was a fair and well-run election...
If you enjoy content like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
It's a who's who of people like Bill Barr, Mitch McConnell. You're talking about Liz Cheney. You're talking about dyed-in-the-wool, serious conservative Republicans who went with Trump really further out than a lot of us thought they would go with a guy like McCain's not a war hero. Okay, we'll forgive you. Lots of shit that he did, agreeing with Putin at Helsinki against our intelligence agencies, but I know we don't want to talk about Putin. But it's like, what will they... We found the thing that was their safe word, the thing that made them go, no, that's too far. And it was, we have elections in this country. If we don't transfer power peacefully, if somebody doesn't just be an adult and say, okay, you can't win them all. We lost that one. Good luck sir. When Obama became president, George Bush stood with him and he said, we want you to succeed. They don't do that anymore. Not that I love George Bush, but what a great moment. So,
what do you think happened in 2000 in Florida?
So they
Bill
really,
Maher expects Trump to praise the very people who spent years trying to impeach, jail, and destroy him. The same ones who pushed false narratives and weaponized the system against him. If Trump ever bowed down and said, I wish you the best, after all that, his supporters would see it as a total betrayal. And honestly, it would be a weak move.
2000, well, they stopped the vote. Well, first of all, the governor's, the candidate's brother was the governor. And the lady counting the votes, remember Cruella
Catherine
de
Harris. Catherine Harris.
I remembered the name wrong. Cruella de Vil, but you're right, Catherine Harris. I mean, could there have been shenanigans? Look, there was shenanigans in the Nixon-Kennedy election on the side of the Democrats.
Yeah,
I mean,
always.
plainly, Joe Kennedy, right, brought that election for his son.
I reserve judgment because it was Chicago. It was the Illinois part more than the West Virginia part. And that was Daley, and he was the boss there. And Daley did his own policing and this. But actually, I think Kennedy won the election. I really don't.
Wow.
That one is it's tight. But what I'm saying is
the one that's the easiest to get on board with. You're like, no, that's I need all the facts on this.
Well, I don't know the facts, and I think I would trust the accountants more than the politicians. And I'd like to know what the accountants say, the guys who vote, who know the most about votes, who do the electoral commissions. You know, I can't take Biden's word for it on anything.
It's not his word. It's the Electoral Commission. It's Trump's own election security guy who said this was the most fair, well-run election that we've had ever.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, if there's nothing that can be said or argued that would convince you,
I think what shocked people was
then
that
it's called a closed
Trump
mind.
won so many, got so many votes. You know, that was what was shocking, that he did so well compared to what he was expected to do.
Right.
Because we believed all.
Why don't you believe he could have lost?
We believed all the East Coast, the media elite, that he was going to fail, and boom.
Yes.
They were wrong. We love to see them being wrong, don't we? The media elite. Because they really hated,
a lot,
they went too far in hating, in dumping on Trump. And people don't like that in America.
You're right.
They don't like dumping on.
You're right.
And they did it too much.
Well, yes, I was actually having this discussion about the CNN network recently, and I want there to be a CNN in the world. Something that I used to be able to count on them, and I still do some.
What a joke!
Some of it to just give it to me straight, Doc. Just give me the news.
I don't think media giants like CNN, MSNBC, or Fox News should exist. News should be independent, where credibility determines influence, not corporate agendas. People are smart enough to discern truth if given real choices. But mainstream networks push narratives, not facts, keeping audiences trapped in ideological bubbles. The left clings to figures like Bill Maher and David Pakman, even when they're wrong, while those seeking real facts must sift through noise to find reliable voices. That's why legacy media has lost trust. It's about control, not truth.